Hello everyone and welcome back to welcome back. The best of just Peter next life summit in the cartoon. So today is the second one. We'll see what we'll be able to do here. And here we go. First off we have Boy Smashing at Relics. Come on. Maybe I can still It'll slow me down though. Oh come on, like I can't align anywhere. Oh my gosh, come on. That was so close to the end. So close. Too slow. There were two more 100 points that I can hit. Next we have Escape at Keys. We didn't have keys in a while, right? Okay, as I'm switching to the manual here, as well as I could have as well just do that before the video, I will be keeping it all the way until the last race. Isn't it simple? All the tracks are USB turnecs, and switching manually on the suction zones is faster. Oh, come on, man, traffic. No, stop hitting cars. Stop hitting cars. How many cars can you hit? That was really good, actually, for a first attempt. Even with minor mistakes, that was very good. I could have easily done like 35, if not those mistakes. It was like the best attempt on this escape I've ever recorded. Nice. Next we have aerobatics at West Rim. Access is not the time. I'm just sorry to have you on. Hello. I don't know what's with this aerobatics that always hits me. Wait, I'm not sure if it's this one or if it's the other one. I honestly don't remember the last time I had done West Rim aerobatics. Like forever ago. Okay. Next we have a touring car versus off-road run race. It's gonna be touring car and it's gonna be at Into the Deep. How does it put me on KTM? Hold on. This way, there we go. Let's see. I haven't really driven with manual, so...
A bit more about the amazing engineering effort behind these courses. Construction began over 5 years ago on a special permit granted by the 4 states that control the lake bed: Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan itself.
This is an HB, so I have to be more careful here. This is actually perfect with this car, because you guys know that it can go faster past the red line, right? This is perfect here, because it gives you that boost and lets you stay on it for a little bit, which is perfect. When you hit nitrous, you can even keep going at this speed, so it's like as good as it can be pretty much. I gotta get used to the fact that this is an AGP car and I have to turn slower, right?
On a particularly steep ascent.
See,
I don't think I've ever seen cars driving quite that angle before.
It can be over the speed. It's perfect. Okay, I didn't have to slow down that much. I really have to get used to the car.
just come down. Wow, that must be one heck of a good time being in the driver's seat right now.
I think slowing down to 50 here is enough. Perfect. Nice. I have to learn how to use gears on this thing, and then I can be good. Probably. So far, it's not easy. Next, we have a street race except for Mitsubishi FTO GP version R at ESP Tour Next Vertigo.
It is no small feat to build a racetrack over a Great Lake, especially when you consider that Lake Michigan can get to over 900 feet deep. The engineering team used the same deep water construction technology seen in the world's most advanced bridges. It is no small feat to build a racetrack over a Great Lake, especially when you consider that Lake Michigan can get to over 900 feet deep. The engineering team used the same deep water construction technology seen in the world's most advanced bridges.
Why? I literally tried to brake and turn, and it just starts drifting, and then it turns the other way. Come on.
It is no small feat to build a racetrack over a Great Lake, especially when you consider that Lake Michigan can get to over 900 feet deep. The engineering team used the same deep water construction technology seen in the world's most advanced bridges, which means this track can withstand almost anything. Let's see it get some use. Suction zone coming up ahead. Our test drivers had rave things to say about this technology, which offers drivers an almost completely frictionless acceleration boost. Ooh, I can't wait. A little more about these suction zones. Originally, the engineers were looking at magnetic acceleration, but they settled on a technology that places thousands of tiny computer-controlled vacuum chambers directly onto the track. Don't ask me how it works. All I'll say is,
Oh, come
put
on.
that on my Christmas
Stop
list.
freaking drifting like that.
It is no small feat to build a racetrack over a Great Lake, especially when you consider that Lake Michigan can get to over 900 feet deep. The engineering team used the same deep water construction technology seen in the world's most advanced bridges, which means this track can withstand almost anything. Let's see it get some use.
The woman is definitely better.
Oh, suction zone coming up ahead. Our test drivers had brave things to say about this technology, which offers drivers an almost completely frictionless acceleration boost. Ooh, I can't wait. A little more about these suction zones. Originally, the engineers were looking at magnetic acceleration, but they settled on a technology that places thousands of tiny computer-controlled vacuum chambers directly onto the track. Don't ask me how it works. All I'll say is, put that on my Christmas list.
Thinking that the nitrous is meant to speed you up and slow you down. Guess I was at too high speed. Next we have Hypercar versus Alpha Grand Prix. I'm going to be in Hypercar, and it's going to be at Yes Feature Cities. I mean, Extreme next Fire Sky, and then it's going to be at Exodus for Maserati MC20.
This is it, the final race of this year's US Speed Tour. I want to say one last special thank you to Motoflix for making this all possible. Their vision and investment have been just unparalleled in the world of motorsport. So here's looking at many more years of their involvement with the USST.
So weird to drive those cars. Like, you only go the touring car of the Grand Prix. And there was like one or two that was also rallycross.
I'll tell you what, a track like this is a dream come true for a racing fan. I spent my childhood building slot car sets, imagining what the future of racing might be. And here, today, hey, I really feel like I'm looking at it. Hope you are too.
You freaking get out of my way. What was that? What the hell was that? The difference between the speeds wasn't even 500 kilometers per hour. That should trigger the crash.
This is it. The final race of this year's US
before?
Speed Tour. I want to say one last special thank you to Motoflix for making this all possible. Their vision and investment have been just unparalleled in the world of motorsport. So here's looking at many more years of their involvement with the USST.
That has never happened before. Where I hit a car, I hit an AI car that is also a racing car, and I died. That has never happened before. I crashed into them multiple times, and I have never had to crash them like that. You gotta be kidding me, man.
I'll tell you what, a track like this is a dream come true for a racing fan. I spent my childhood building slot car sets, imagining what the future of racing might be. And here, today, hey, I really feel like I'm looking at it. Hope you are too.
Stop! I'm holding brake. I literally can't stop. I'm not even holding e-brake like it looks like. Everything's going well? Yeah. Things are going better. Things are going quite better. Unlike here. Crap. Okay, again, we have a touring car versus off-road race, but this one is going to be a new speeder next, the Great Equalizer. Oh boy. Again.
Hey, here's a fun fact for you. Over 24 commercial scuba divers worked on the construction of these courses, installing massive concrete support pylons up to 500 feet tall. They've been down there inspecting structural integrity after every race. Just another reminder of how much work it takes to make the USST possible. these twisting curves were quite difficult to build, but they were always seen as a core feature of the tracks. They twist for the same reason a roller coaster does, because when you reduce that lateral shear against the tires, there's no reason to ever slow down.
There we go, 5th gear is best here. I learned the track. One thing is that I haven't done anything forever. Other is that I'm doing it in a completely different car. And also in a car that where I'm not
It takes a
experienced on
special
level.
kind of driver to enjoy speeds this extreme. Because, let's face it, one mistake here and you are at the bottom of Lake Michigan. Massive respect to everyone out there today. I really mean that.
Okay. Almost. Next we have a rallycross. This is also Grand Race. I'm gonna be rallycross, and it's gonna be at usst our next Future of Speed. First time doing such race in this car. There we go. See how it goes.
Here we are at race 1 of the US Speed Tour's brand new circuit over Lake Michigan. And it's a glorious day to break some records.
Just slow.
Between the aerodynamic curves and those innovative suction zones, we should see some very impressive top speeds today. I'll let the track say the rest because it's Speed Tour time.
Of course, before Mazda we're reducing Cadillac instead of Mitsubishi because higher top speed. No, I don't need to do that. I don't need to switch gears here. I can stay on 5 because I'm just slow. Oh no, except here. This is harder. Okay, I'm here.
The team who planned the building of this circuit
Don't switch.
scouted a lot of possible
I'm just used to
locations.
switching here.
Gulf of Mexico, Hudson Bay, Prince William Sound, but settled on the only one of the Great Lakes bordered entirely by the USA. And from what I'm seeing, wow, they really made the right choice.
This video is gonna be long, and it's not even because of the escape, because I've done it like second try. That's super nice too. It's just those races are very long. They're like 4 minutes. This one's gonna be longer. This one's gonna be like 5 something. I think.
fastest part of the course right here. No reason to slow down. And wow, these cars are really putting the speed in U.S. Speed Tour.
Okay, 4 minutes still. 4 minutes, 4 minutes. And last we have, wait, switch. Last we have Alpha Grand Prix return car racing. Going to be an Alpha Grand Prix car. It's going to be at US Peter Cities, Chicago, and it's going to be closed for Proto Alpha Mark II.
Here we are today in the Windy City on the southwest bank of Lake Michigan on an absolutely gorgeous race day afternoon. Many thanks to the mayor of Chicago for agreeing to host us today. And best of luck to our drivers as they kick off this last race of the USST season.
And anybody remember when this car was the best? Yes, I also don't.
Coming up full throttle on turn 1 now, at the site of the famous 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Looks like we're coming in pretty fast towards a hairpin turn just up ahead. And that brings us to the end of this last race of the U.S. Speed Tour. What an amazing series of races this has been for our drivers and for everyone watching at home. We'll be back in a few months with something new and very special. So keep your eye on Motorflix, and I'll see you soon.
This is the longest video in a while. I'm still first somehow. Nice, not bad. Next summit will. Oh wait. So I currently have. I didn't sum it up. So I currently have 1,381,511 points, and I'm first. Next summit will have Hypercar's Glory. Then Speedrun, Luxury SUVs, and then American Slice. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to see more videos like this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.